Hey guys, Phil Jew here. This is my second round taking this video because this mic wasn't turned on. Great. But here's what I've been up to for the past 2 weeks. I know I have not been posting videos because of how hectic this has been. But here's everything to catch you up really quickly. First and foremost, motor is in. I got the flywheel from Drift HQ. Just because the back order with the original company, no fault of theirs, just kept getting pushed back and back, and I wanted 2 weeks extra just in case I wanted to go to pit race with SCCA Time Trials National Tour. So we got that. We got the engine and then the transmission made it together. After that, I got the shifter assembly on transmission. Drive shaft is in. Awesome. That is awesome. Now, when we were putting the motor in, we were having trouble. I say we because Lynn was being my supervisor, making sure I wasn't gonna kill myself. Was not getting the motor to line up with the engine mount holes. And the reason being is I had the engine mount backwards, and that's very easy to do because when it says left side and right side, I could barely see it because it's like dotted, like impressioned in, but you can't even see it. I couldn't read it, so I thought I had it right. Really quickly, the mount is basically a T, but it's like slightly angled. So the way I had them angled was kind of like straight up because I was thinking, oh, like it's gonna need to have some clearance for everything below. After an hour of it 80% in, Lynn like took a look at the motor mount. She's like, are they supposed to be that way? Are you sure you didn't get them wrong? Lo and behold, wife is always right. I had the mounts backwards, so I flipped them, and then I had the re-clearance for the alternator bracket when I flipped them, put them back in. So instead of sitting like this, they reached out more, and it fit. After I put them back on, it was 20 minutes, easy, no problem. Great. Wife is always right. So after that, we got the engine mounts bolted up to the chassis or the subframe, and then locked them in from the bushing. Transmission mount is in. That one was pretty self-explanatory. So from there, I started to put the wiring harness on and found out that, I'll take you guys with me, my connectors were not right. And that's not any fault to wiring specialties. This is a kind of common swap, but also kind of not. And there might have just been miscommunication because I ordered from Injuku through two wiring specialties, and there must have been a miscommunication between the three of us. So that being said, I ordered an LS3 wiring harness because I have drive-by-wire in this car. I did not want to build and just didn't want to build the drive-by cable. So we had to retrofit it, but somewhere along the lines, it was not translated that it needed to be a retrofit to the LS1. There's only 3 things that were wrong on my harness. One, the alternator plug was too small. It was a 2-pin, but it was smaller than what is on my motor. And it's not just unique to this alternator. The previous one is exactly the same. So wiring specialties was like, okay, well, we'll get that fixed for you. They started looking at the diagrams, making sure everything's good. Apparently it's just not a wire or a splice. There might be something with the harness and to the ECU that they need to change. Now, the next step or the next issue I immediately saw was the LS1 coil pack connectors. On the motor, when I originally got it, it was just one connector that split into 4 on each bank, but this one was to each individual coil pack. Okay, that's fine. Then I found out the connector was too small for what I had, so this is the connector. Stop, you guys. Oh no. I'll just do this quickly. This is the connector that was on my motor, and then this was the this is the coil pack that fits the connector. Can you see? They're not the same size. Not at all. So this is an LS1 style. This one's an LS3 style. Okay, well, just get the new LS3. Should work. And it's better tech because it's on the newer generation motors. No problem. I'm okay with upgrading that. Last but not least, my camshaft sensor was wired all the way to the front of the motor up here, right behind the water, or like right below the water pump housing. Well, on the LS1, it's all the way back here. And it'd be nice if I could rewire it or like reroute it, but it was branched all together. So I'd have to like cut the entire loom, sheathing, and then reroute it and then resheath everything. No problem, offered to do that. They also want me to return it so they can just do that. Well, very thankful. Sent it off today. And we should be getting that in a week or two. Pretty stoked. Kind of just all these last little tidbits of the build. So that's kind of really where we're at. Oh, last but not least, I changed the fuel pump in the Z up to a 340 liters per hour, or yeah, something like that. But just swapped it out. I'm gonna try and keep this as a returnless fuel system until I start to notice issues, because it's just a stock motor. This motor is returnless from factory, so hopefully we can just keep up with the pressure and the demand of fuel. So that's really it. That's where we're at, and stress levels are going down because I got my flywheel. Now we're just waiting on the wiring portion. And yeah, from here on out, it's just going to be routing coolant, power steering fluids, and fuel. I just got to replace some of these hoses and we'll be good. So if you made it this far, thanks for listening to me ramble. And if you've been hearing pops in the background, it's July 4th weekend. So peace out. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.